everyone, it's the History Nerd, here with Victoria 2, A House Divided. So, I saw some of the comments. It feels like this music is loud. I don't know if it's just because it's like, nationalistic European 19th century, humph, we are dominating the world. But, yeah, it's kind of loud. So if it is, let me know, I'll turn it down more. If you can't hear my beautiful, wonderful voice. Read some of the comments, and absolutely made sense. For a House Divided campaign, it kind of makes sense to go ahead and load up the Confederacy, because, why not? It's the freaking Confederacy, and this whole scenario, this expansion, was, kind of designed around the South. So, here we are, Victoria 2, A House Divided. One of the reasons why this video is so long in getting out, among, a crazy long weekend for myself, but also I sat down, I started to play this scenario, and I realized I haven't played Victoria 2 in a very, very long time, and I lost about 3 or 4 times. So, finally got it down, I hope. First thing we're going to do, for those unfamiliar with Victoria, it is a grand strategy game by Paradox Interactive. To give you an idea of grand strategy game, okay, so you can see these little states, or provinces within the state of Georgia, within the nation state of the Confederacy. And then we've got the USA here, with all its little states, or provinces within states. We've got Canada, Mexico, what we got in here? Guatemala, Honduras, South America, all the South American countries. Then we go over here. We've got the UK, Belgium, Netherlands, Denmark, Sweden. Going in here, we got big old Russia. You can see the Middle East. We got a whole crazy stuff going on. We got India, nicely modeled British pink. The Chinese Empire, Japan, and any country you see here, like Brunei. If I wanted to, I could load up a game and be them. It wouldn't be very exciting to watch, but yeah. That's a possibility. So, massive game. In true Paradox fashion. Just, the world is your oyster. So let's begin, shall we? We're gonna need technology. We're gonna need technology to win the war. So we can see with the tech layout, right, all these different levels, these unlock at different years. So a lot of the original, or a lot of the early ones unlock in 1836. And then we see there cheap steel, 1850. Advanced metallurgy, 1870. The electric furnace, 1900. And those are different. It generally follows that curve, that time frame, but some of them are different. So modern naval design, 1919. Stuff like that. So, oh, look at that. We didn't even set our research. We're going to go with early railroad. That's going to help us out on the initial stages. Little boost in production. Going to get our troops to move around a lot quicker, which is very, very helpful, as you will see. So, the best way to go about defeating the Union in this case is to try your best to consolidate your forces. And we'll see if we can get Lee down to Richmond here. Third of July, 6th of July. So you can see right away, General Lee is going to get his ass kicked. Although, maybe if we kept him on the defense. So what do we got? It's July the 1st. So only 3 days. That's not good. Maybe we'll be able to hold them off. We'll get the rest of our units down into Richmond. And we're going to merge them all together. Same with what we're doing over here in Vicksburg. And basically, we want the Union to come hit us and to take our land. That seems kind of counterproductive, but the nice thing is they start to lose troops due to attrition, and they also get some kind of disadvantage when fighting that quote-unquote deep into enemy territory. You can also kind of surround them, fight them off that way, and it's critical because the freaking Union is so much stronger. Before I do anything else, there is one thing I need to do. So if you take a look in our politics window, we've got certain decisions we can make when certain conditions are met. So basically, we want to go for this King Cotton. We want to hoard all the cotton. That'll make all of Europe angry. As you can see there, basically once we do that, any European great power, or any European power, might not be great powers, we'll talk about great powers in a minute, can just declare war on the USA. That is critical, because you're not going to be able to beat them on your own. There's just no way that the CSA can. At least, not for a player of my skill level. Maybe some super crazy, talented Victoria player can do it. I certainly cannot. So it is indeed all the great powers. So these are the top 8 nations in the world. You can see here, we're ranked 5th. We're classified as a secondary power because it hasn't taken into account a lot of the changes that happened. Whenever you're at war, your military score like instantly doubles or something. So we can see here, the US, they've mobilized their reserves, which we could do. I found I didn't need to. I don't think I needed to. Well, we'll play it by ear. Anyway, what that basically does is takes all your poor pops, which are populations. That's the game's population counter, and basically forces them into military units right away. So that's pretty helpful. So old General Lee here got caught. You see it's slowly starting to even out. The makeup of the forces... Combat's kind of loud. Terribly sorry if that hurts anyone's ears. See, we're pretty strongly outnumbered, and it looks like we're going to be losing this battle fairly... Oh, they got more units in there. So yeah, we're pretty much done. Retreating takes more time, I find, than with other Paradox titles, so that's a bit of a pain. And you can see there, the Army of the Potomac is following my army. Will be there on the 18th. Wonderful. So we might wind up losing General Lee's army here, in which case I'll probably have to restart the scenario. I doubt we can retreat twice. Hopefully we can. So a lot of the things that are critical to an early Confederate success are luck. Really. I've found anyway. So... yeah, normally I'll play this at a bit of a higher speed. There we go. We'll need the money. But considering how critical all the combat is, I'm kind of running it at the 1 or 2 speed mark. Just so I can stay on top of changes and not freak out too much. We got a new army built up, so you can see here are all our soldier pops. I'm encouraging soldiers. I set those up in Georgia and North Carolina. I think they're the 2 most populous states that the South has, so that's good to do. So what I'm just going to do is click through all the pops that have spare units, because you have to wind up supporting these units, and that's what drives reinforcements and such. So we can't really... So, okay, so here's a perfect example. The pop has 140 people, and yet, you know, it's being represented by 3,000 dragoons. So, you know, that's bad. But thankfully the unit doesn't go away, it's just kind of a heads up. Just retreat. Alright. Oh, forgot to set for King Cotton. So it's automatically set up to automate all your trades, which is usually a very, very good thing, because the trading in this is convoluted. Fans of economics might love it, might just, you know, pore over the finer details, try and make sure you're getting the best price for whatever. Screw that for me. I can't figure that out. So I like having it all on automate. The reason I'm taking cotton off is so we can build up a stockpile, which is what I set there. Maximum stockpile of 2,000 units. We need 500 for the scenario, or for the decision to trigger. So we're just gonna wait till that builds up, and then hopefully a European powered, usually Great Britain, or hopefully Great Britain anyway, because they'll tend to go for this area, which is pretty helpful. That's where a lot of the U.S. is, its main manufacturing, etc., are located, so that's handy. Alright, that music just seems way too loud. There we go. Oh, now that seems too quiet. Oh, come on. There we go. Sorry about that. And then here's our diplomatic interface screen. So here's all our diplomatic options we've got with whoever we happen to be going to. I'm just going to try... Our current relations with Britain are 0. They're not going to change. So I'm just going to try and increase our relations with the UK. See if we can't get him on our side. So I had good luck defending Vicksburg, but I'm almost wondering if Little Rock wouldn't be better with all the rivers. You basically have to cross a river no matter how to get into there. So we're going to base the army of Tennessee out of Little Rock and just kind of have them hold position there for now. Hopefully the Union just winds up throwing units at it, and hopefully just turns into a bit of a meat grinder. The one thing I am going to give it... So there's 2 ways to recruit military units. Either not through the diplomacy menu, either through the military menu, or directly in the province or region. So generally when building bigger armies, it's much better to go through the military view, for obvious reasons. It would suck balls to have to click through each state trying to find pops that could be turned into soldiers. So that's a handy little thing going on there. So interestingly, our supply limit is 43, but it looks like our troops are not taking any sort of attrition damage for being posted in a region that can't really support them. I have a feeling that's going to change as the Army of Northern Virginia rebuilds. So slowly but surely we get strength back, you get your organization back, and experience just happens. Oh, wonderful. So that's fun. You see, so moving on, you can see we lost Jackson. That's not very good. He was a great general, and he's been replaced by this Jesse Van Doren character, who, as a leader goes, is pretty crappy. Unfortunately, at the moment, he is our only option. which sucks. Because they're taking morale hits and organization hits and speed hits. So, I mean, I guess it's better to have him, but not by much. What I'm gonna do here... No, crap. That was the wrong button click. What I wanted to do was just move the artillery piece in with General Lee's army, because that's kind of important. So I have a feeling it's basically... That looks about right. I think we've got that back to the way it was, except now it's the First Army instead of the Army of the Shenandoah. Unfortunately, I'm not about to look up how to spell Shenandoah, so it's going to have to stay as the First Army. But naturally, I could change it to whatever I wanted. We'll leave it like that for now. So, yeah, this is pretty much what's going to be going on. That's interesting. I thought he was at 39. Whatever. We'll keep it going that way. Ah, that would be why. Of course. So what we kind of want to have happen is for the Union to spread themselves out in their occupation of the Confederacy. We also really want to build up that supply of cotton. Oh, damn it. There we go. I have a feeling I forgot to click confirm trade, which is why... That's exactly why. Alright. So now we'll just have to keep our eye on... We can set that back to automate now. So we get some money for cotton sales. Because you can see how much that affected. That's how dependent the early Confederacy is on cotton. Which is fairly accurate. So you can see here, if we had a good general, we'd be getting boosts, like what Sherman's got, right? So he's got a +3. Thankfully, he's crossing rivers and is up against a dug-in army. So hopefully we can grind him down slowly. And looks like that stuff will be ready in January. Hopefully we can grind down Sherman. Why are you red? So here we go. Now we're taking attrition damage. And while that army goes south, that's only 21. So General Lee should be able to defend against that. We're going to send good old Jeb Stuart with his first army up into Stanton? That's probably not right. Americans, please help me pronounce that. If it is Stanton, right on. Now, the unfortunate thing with military building is this. They just pop up in the province they were raised in. I think there's a way to set rally up, so units will go there for sure, but I'm not 100% on that. I'll look into it, but not right now. Haha! Wonderful. So it took less than a month for King Cotton to work. And we can see now there is a second War of American Independence. It looks like the entire British Empire and Spain and Prussia is involved. So this could be good news for the Confederacy. I would imagine the American AI is going to be pushing for a quick hit into Richmond. So hopefully we can prevent that. And then basically just hold them off while Britain comes in there and hopefully, other European powers in other places. So we can see now we're facing a massive American army. So we're gonna pull our guys out. They're hopefully going to stay. No, they're not. Of course not. There's the second army that will quite naturally be running towards Hot Springs. So I have a feeling the Army of the Tennessee is going to get a bit of a curb stomp here. And I don't really have any units to send in to help them out. And in fact, interestingly, they apparently got here before I did, and are now dug in. So, we can pretty much guarantee we've lost that artillery piece, and I'm willing to bet we've lost that army. So, here we've got all our unit production that's going on. Get you guys on the move right away. Just run away. So it looks like Sherman's gonna stay there and still just generally good. And lay siege to Hot Springs, which is good. This gives the Army of Tennessee a chance to just recoup. In fact, we might even send that cannon that way. Asheville. Ah, that's not good. So we're going to be short a unit there. And we will need... Oh, perfect. Ah, the epic showdown. The drunk versus the genius, and it looks like the genius is winning. That's good. Come on. Come on. Alright. So it looks like we've got another leader. Mr. Hood. Haha! Suck it, Grand! Where are you going, Roanoke? I don't think so. Get him, Jeb. Let's see if we've got... Now, so still... Mr. Van Dorn. Would it be better... Might be better to have Mr. Hood in charge of that. Although, the attack bonus, I'm really more interested in a defense bonus for the Army of Tennessee here. Because that becomes just a little bit more useful. Come on, get to January 11th. And you're going to take forever. Alright, so the Army of Tennessee is looking nicely equipped with the artillery pieces. They, as artillery does, give you quite a nice bonus to firepower, because they're big-ass cannons, so that's handy. Son of a bitch! Okay. I should have expected, obviously, 100 American units to come storming in. We're not going to be able to defend against that. So ultimately, here's the challenge the Confederacy is up against. Or maybe we'll pull this off. They're not... No, we're not going to pull it off. The Confederacy can't compete manpower-wise against the U.S. So this is why we need European intervention. And quite honestly, I mean, that's historically accurate. The South needed European intervention to be able to win the war. There was no way they could do it on their own. The exact same can be said about the American Revolution. The French played such a major part in that revolution that they were vital to the success. And yeah, same thing going on here. You absolutely, positively need European intervention to survive as a CSA. At least with the first war. So that's pretty handy. We get some Yankee farmers who become soldiers, and we lose war exhaustion, which is good. War exhaustion sucks. As the war drags on and on, your people get sicker and sicker of fighting it, and then eventually just rise up, which gets annoying. I'm sure we'll see rebellions and revolutions in this game, and they are annoying. Which is a shame. It could be a really interesting aspect of the game that just turns into a click fest. In true Paradox fashion. So surprisingly, they're not willing to commit that massive stack of military units against Richmond right off the bat. But we can see they haven't made a push into Canada yet. So that's good. Well, no, that's not good. The more units that the US throws to the north, the less we have to face. So we actually definitely want them to begin an invasion of Canada. Because that means units are going north. We don't have to face them. That's the British problem. Which... yeah. So that's the thing. The US has a massive military advantage. Ground force-wise. So here's hoping the Brits can actually pull something off here. And can keep them off our back. No. Come on. So, taking a look at the way things are going, we don't really have an answer to all their forces out here. We don't have an answer to their forces here. especially since they get reinforcements in far too quickly. What we can do, though, is hope that they get themselves spread out enough that we can pick them off. And basically keep the war as defensive as possible. So once this artillery unit's done, I might move him up into Vicksburg. And in fact, I should probably get another one going. Let's do that. Kind of going overkill on the military. But that's not exactly a bad thing. I'm also trying to keep the units Dixie, because I don't know how well modeled it is, but we're fighting Yankees, so it makes sense. Mobile and Augusta, why not? Cool. Also, for anyone wondering, there's no particular reason why I go with, 10 or 9. That's not right. It should be 10. Right? Yeah. Whatever. We'll just throw some infantry in. We'll need 2. So we'll go infantry. Texas is probably going to fall soon, so infantry and infantry. That's just what I prefer to go with. 10 and 2. Keeps things kind of uniform. You know what to expect from your military, so that's nice. But yeah, that's why I do that way. Come on. I have a feeling we're going to be able to hold him here, but I'm just going to throw in Jeb. Just because, more men, better chance of victory. And yeah, now they got no hope. No hope, General Sheridan. Almost there. There we go. So we can move him on up to Tuscaloosa. And you're going to... Might as well. Let's 1-2 punch him. Maybe we can knock the army out. Although I would bet that he's going to come by to help out. Let's see. Oh! In one of my warm-up games, yeah, he's definitely coming that way. Run away. Run away! Ugh. Great. General Lee, get on your horse. Hop a ride onto Traveler. We'll just have to keep sending General Lee up there, because he's not going to go. How are we doing here anyway? Not so hot without a general, that's for sure. But thankfully we're on the defensive. Oh, great! General Lee's dead. Yeah, so in one of the warm-ups I did for this game, I lost Jeb and General Lee on July the 2nd. So the war hadn't even really started, no combat had happened, they just died. That was not good. The South really does need the good generals to help with the manpower disadvantage. So he's retreated. And they get in there on the 19th. Son of a beach. We don't have enough time to dig in properly. We also don't have enough time to retreat. So we're stuck. Here's hoping this works out. That's all we can do, is just hope. Alright, so 9. 9, yeah, we're short 2. So this is handy. As they're going off, covering up basically the western half of the Confederacy. Come on, England, get involved. They're leaving just one army without a leader. So here's what we're going to do. This has ceased to be a defensive campaign. We're going to hit the offensive. Hit them from 2 sides with well-rested, well-organized units with lots of firepower, and hopefully we'll just kick the crap out of them. I mean, now with the numbers we've got, I don't see why we wouldn't. This battle, however, is definitely not going our way. So let's pull back. And naturally, it excites me when I see units fleeing north. I'm convinced they're going off to hit the British Empire and to stay the hell away from us, which is good. I guess he'll get auto-assigned once we have a new general. Excellent. So, might as well just send both of them on up to Little Rock. See if we can't knock out the retreating Union Army. It might still be too big to completely wipe out in one fell swoop, but we're certainly doing damage to them, so that's good. Yeah. Although that doesn't make any sense at all. These units do require more infantry. So we got the 2 we're missing. And then from there we'll start shifting people to our rally point. Haha! We're a great power now. So we're going to send 2nd Army back there, and we're going to send that infantry unit up there. Alright. I guess you're resting and you're well defended. So, now we should probably get you going to rally. At least attempt to secure our borders that way. There we go, 10 and 2. 10 and 2. Yeah, we got some infantry coming up from Virginia. Man. Oh, okay. Phew. I sent the wrong one that way. Say la vie. Oh. You coming around, that'll give a target for that army to deal with. If and when I need to send them that way. In the meantime, we will send you to Shreveport. Because we know what we're facing here. And I think if we adopt a proper defensive position, we might just be able to hold the line. In fact, if we get this last army into Lake Charles, they won't be able to get across. Except for going around, obviously. I guess if I unpause it, that might cause time to go by a bit quicker. Where'd you go? Up there. Alright, change of plans. Where are you? Is that you there? Off you go. Die, Yankees! Yeah, they're starting to get here, that's for sure. I have a feeling Mr. Benton is going to want to take on the Army of the Tennessee, probably with Sherman's assistance. That is not good news. But we will be able to move in this Mr. Bragg here to assist Van Dorn. And possibly even Mr. No Name. So you run away. Learn your freaking lesson. Yeah. So we're just going to send the Second Army straight to Little Rock. Assist the Army of the Tennessee. Come on, that can't be all of them. Whoa. We're short so many infantry units, though. Where did they all go? They went... maybe I was raising them out west here, and now they're not there. So it looks like we're getting pretty even. Thankfully, we're on the defensive. But yeah, that's turning into a slaughterhouse. We need to get reinforcements in there. Alright, so with our new railroad nicely built up, we can look at probably idealism to get us a research point bonus. That might be helpful. Yes, 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 shoot them! So that wonderful sound there is just notifying me that a factory's been built. Which is nice. I will explain this. Because of my government type of laissez-faire, I can't actually go into production and build any factories. Now, that can change depending on your government type. So if I had, say, state capitalism or a planned economy, or even certain levels of interventionism, I could go in and intervene accordingly with the economy. So yeah, it's a pretty in-depth game. We'll just put it that way. And I think, well, no, we'll see. We're gonna finish up this battle of Little Rock here, and we'll see. It should be a Confederate victory, but I'm not exactly happy with... Man, that's gonna take forever. Because my concern is with Sherman, who's a beast, they might just get an edge. Yes, indeed, you can land your units on my soil, Britain. Start attacking, would you? So, oh, excellent. So we can see, just vaguely there, the British are starting to make a push into the continental U.S. And surprisingly, the U.S. hasn't made a push into Western Canada. Usually that happens. But I guess they were too busy fighting down south. Aha! Victory for the Confederacy! Alright, we're going to leave the video here on a high note with half of the country occupied. Yet a victorious battle. Save the game there. Alright, well, thumbs up if you've enjoyed this start of the Confederate campaign of Victoria 2. The game lasts until 1935, so provided we're able to win the Civil War, it won't end there. We'll keep going, and we're going to try and make the Confederate States of America a good old boy superpower. So, leave your comments, questions, concerns, tips, whatever's in your head, leave it below. And thank you guys very much for watching. We'll see you next time.